Channel 3 Eyewitness News starts with a First Alert Weather Day.
All right, it is a First Alert Weather Day, and thousands of people in our state waking up right now without power. Take a look at the current Eversource outage map in Connecticut. About 12,000 customers do not have power right now, and you can see most of the outages are in the northwest part of the state. Another 1,100 customers losing power, according to United Eliminated.
All right, so those outages came down, but just very slightly over the last several hours, and they come during very cold weather, leading Governor Ned Lamont to activate the state's cold weather protocol. It will be in effect through Saturday. Shelters are going to be open, helping people get protection from the temperatures. You can just call 211 if you're looking for one closest to you.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this First Alert Day. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Francis. We've got a check on those icy roads with your commute if you do need to be out and about. But meteorologist Jill Gilardi here with us. We've got another First Alert Weather Day today and tomorrow. It's just brutal out there.
It is painfully cold. If it wasn't for the wind, it wouldn't be so bad, honestly. And of course, it's like the worst combination when you have the ice storm and then you have the wind knocking down more limbs and power lines and power outages, and it's so cold out there. The wind, though, is really making it feel so much worse. Arctic air is in place, too. And those winds could be concerning, certainly when they gust maybe over 50 miles per hour today. It will have some strong winds again tomorrow. Very chilly conditions. That feel is going to be pretty rough, especially in the morning hours today and tomorrow. Wind advisory in effect through 7 o'clock. So that just means those winds could be very gusty and they could cause more limbs and power outages to, occur. So the wind gusts right now as high as 41 in Willimantic, 40 in Groton. So this is going to be the case today, 30, 40, maybe slightly higher than that. We are seeing some sunshine, though, but don't be fooled. It's a cold sunshine, 23 degrees right now in Waterbury, a few scattered clouds. This is how it feels. You need to dress for 10 degrees in Waterbury, 10 in Willimantic, single-digit feel across northwestern and northeastern Connecticut, and you might see a few little flakes flying. There's been a few little snow showers, no big deal, flurries tracking across the state. Otherwise, it is a mostly sunny start. The feel today, the wind chill trend, it doesn't get much better. Feeling in the single digits and teens, and maybe getting into the mid and upper teens this afternoon. The winds sustained in that 20, 25 mile per hour range. And so, yeah, you're just going to have to bundle up. Hopefully you don't have to be dealing with, a new power outage, things like that. But you can keep up with, of course, the weather on the go through the First Alert Weather app. And we'll be tracking when this wind is going to go in the cold. That's all coming up. I'll have another update in your forecast in about 10 minutes from now. Caitlin?
All right, thanks, Jill. Let's get you an update here on those roads. First alert in Heartland. Route 181 is closed at 34 Center Hill Road. DOT reporting this is because of some low-hanging utility wires. So we've got some down poles, down trees and limbs. Those utility wires are being impacted here. We had a lot of ice accretion yesterday, so things are a little bit heavier, and that wind is not helping the situation. First alert here in New Hartford. Route 219 closed between Route 44 and Route 202. This is from an overnight crash. Another overnight crash here in Washington. Route 47 closed between South Street and Painter Ridge Road. So could be dealing with other localized road closures across the state because of those down trees and power lines. But major roadways not doing too bad. We're taking a live look here. East Hartford to the capital city on the Bulkley Bridge. 84 here in Waterbury, right by the Mixmaster. Here's a look outside. That camera, though, knocking around with the wind in Middletown along Route 9. Please make sure that you are holding on real tight if you need to be out and about to those steering wheels. That's a quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, our team coverage continues this morning with the cold temperatures following a wet weekend, and that means you could see some slick spots on the roads this morning. Yeah, we were just talking about those down power lines are also a big problem. So let's get out to your reporter, Luke Hydash, live on the roads and weather tracker. So Luke, where are you now, and how have those roads, have they improved at all?
Caitlin, Tracy, yes, sun came up. Things are looking a little better out here, especially on the main roads. 84 East right now in Southington. Things are looking pretty good. And really for a bulk of the morning, what we've seen is on these main roads, the state roads, the highways, things are looking pretty solid. It's when you get into those neighborhoods, the tertiary and secondary roads, that's when things might become a little bit more problematic for you. It's really the ice that's the biggest problem, and combine that with the wind, it's not doing anybody any favors, bringing down power lines, bringing down poles, bringing down tree limbs. It's closing roads, intersections, putting roads down to one lane, especially, again, in these neighborhoods. So when you're heading out the door this morning, the worst part of your commute may be right when you leave the driveway if you're heading to work this morning, and once you get onto the highway, you should be home free and good to go from there. But of course, take it easy. You could see some patchy black ice here and there. That's the latest checking in the weather tracker. Your reporter, Luke Hydash, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Luke. Another reminder here for you. We've been talking about this for about a week now. Clean off your car if you haven't done so already. State police are on the lookout for ice missiles. It's a $120 fine if you get caught with any snow or ice on your vehicle. It's even more if you see it flying off your car and causes any damage.
Well, this stretch of cold weather may get you excited to get out on the ice for skating or maybe ice fishing.
But you want to remember, it's very important to check the ice before you even step on it.
Yeah, the important reminder coming from the Rocky Hill Fire Department this morning. They say ice needs to be 4 inches thick in order for one person to safely stand on it. It must be 6 inches thick for a group of people and 10 inches thick for activities.
So here's a good tip. If you see any air bubbles form under the ice, that means it is just not safe, and you're going to want to find another activity. All right, now's a great time to scan that QR code, though, for the First Alert weather app. If you haven't done so already, it really does come in handy. It's a great tool to have on hand. You can find it on your phone's app store as well. Make sure that you turn on those push notifications to get everything sent directly to your phone from your neighborhood.
Right at 7:06, and this morning, an update to a terrifying crime in West Haven, where we've learned a toddler and a young woman were killed.
Channel 3 spoke exclusively with a cousin of one of the victims. Your reporter, Marcy Jones, has been on the scene once again where that stabbing took place over the weekend at an apartment complex on Malloy Road.
Good morning. Well, now that the sun is up, you can see more clearly what we've been looking at all morning long. Take a look. Nobody has come in or out of the entrance of this apartment building. It's still blocked off with lots of caution tape and a West Haven officer stationed outside. They are going through this crime scene very thoroughly to make sure justice is reached. While the names of the victims have not yet publicly been released, loved ones exclusively spoke with us here at Channel 3. Nicolette Neely says her cousin, 19-year-old Haley Miller, was a young mother and aspiring nursing student from Ansonia. She told us Miller recently moved to the apartment on Malloy Road, where she told us she was allegedly stabbed to death by her boyfriend. Her cousin also says the suspect is allegedly the father of the other victim, a 2-year-old little boy. Her family is now focused on justice and caring for the 3-year-old little boy Haley Miller leaves behind.
The second I got there, he's like, "Are you here to take care of me now, Nicolette, because mommy's gone?" And I didn't know what to say. And then he's like, "When I go back home, mommy's not going to be there."
Absolutely heartbreaking. We have put up a link to help the victims up on our website. You can do so on there. That's a GoFundMe directly to them. West Haven police have arrested a man that they found here at the scene. He is expected to be in court this week. Your reporter in West Haven, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
So today is a federal holiday. It's President's Day. That means maybe you don't have to go to work. Kids don't have to go to school.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Let's take a look at what's open and closed so you can plan your day. So most restaurants, grocery stores, and retailers are open. The post office is closed, so no mail today. Banks are also closed, along with the stock market. And my kids are out of school, so we're having a fun day when I get home.
Well, that's awesome. I'm sure you'll be inside having fun on this cold day. Yeah, it's like you go to step outside, it's like crunch. It is not pleasant. And watch out for that crunch. There's plenty of icy spots out there this morning, so watch out for that. Foot and obviously, you know, travel. Strong winds today and tomorrow, creating that cold feel. Those strong winds could down limbs and power lines. First Alert weather day, both today and tomorrow. And we're watching Thursday. Right now, it doesn't look like a big deal. The big deal right now is that cold, stiff wind coming in from the west right now, New Haven. And we have 31 degrees there, but the wind is making it feel a lot chillier out there. So when you open up the First Alert weather app, check out that feels like temperature. It's going to be much lower than what that temperature is saying. But look at the winds. They're actually going to be getting stronger late this morning into the early afternoon before slowly backing off. I mean, we're talking still a very very windy night ahead. The feels-like temperature in the teens generally this morning, but we're tracking even some single-digit feels-like temperatures across northwestern Connecticut as well. Inland, as we settle into the afternoon, evening hours, it doesn't get any better. Again, we're talking about a lot of wind, cold temperatures, Arctic feel, but some improvements expected later this week. But we're watching Thursday. We'll give you an update on that chance for snow coming up here in just a few minutes from now.